Oh, sweet love of mine. Hello, sweet children of mine. I just came on and found the remote and turned the radio on and whoopie doopie. It was a little loud there. Quick. You know what's funny? My second child was born to this song. Hold on. All right. So when I was giving birth to my second child, it was a planned C-section. And so they said, "What do you want to listen to?" And I said, "Anything 80s." So somebody put on, like a whatever of 80s. And as he was coming out, this was what was playing. Sweet Child of Mine, as he was like, and as he was coming out, the cord was wrapped around his neck, and there was like this shine from like the light, and it looked like this aura of like coming down over him. So he was like Sweet Child of Mine with the cord wrapped around his neck, which I knew something was wrong for an entire day. And then Sweet Child of Mine came out, Sweet Child of Mine. So hello, everybody. So we have a lot to talk about, and I think my music is still quite loud. Be quiet, because it's about to get to the part where it's like, which is the good part. I love Guns N' Roses. You know, I really have not listened to music since the 80s ended because there hasn't been anything since. So a lot's happened since the last time I was on here. So I'm a little feeling like I'm going to throw up. So it's weird being here. But hello, Celica girl. I'm gonna just say hi to people. How's that? So I don't throw up. I'm gonna do something I never do. I'm gonna actually say hi to people. Hello, Mystery Sky. Hello, Celica girl. Hello, Italian girl. Hello, Stars. Hello, Bubblegum. See, I never do that. Maybe that'll get me off my because I don't know why I feel weird, but I feel like I'm gonna throw up right now. I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and I know I'm not pregnant because I've already been snippety doodad. But hello, Mad Feathers, who is a new member, by the way. So sorry to my members because I think I've been like a little too chatty Cathy. I think I put out like 4 members videos in the last like 20 minutes. No, like the last 5 days. But well, thank you, Bubblegum, for saying that. Apparently, not everybody thinks that I'm such a great mom. Apparently, some people think that I should really better regret those couple hours I took a break from my palliative care. God forbid I took a break from 24/7 palliative care, which is so difficult. How dare I take a break from that to have some time to escape those thoughts. But hey, that's just some people. But hello. Oh, Ossie, I owe you an email. But hello to everybody. It's been a long week. It's been a long weekend. Ooh, let me see. So Sam, talking about Sam. Sam, I guess Sam is my only cat now. I guess Sam's my only cat. I do ignore the lowest of the low. It's funny. It's funny. So today I wanted to talk about when did becoming a bully be cool? When did it get to be cool to be a bully? Because it used to be embarrassing to be the bully. You were the scumbag. You were the low life. You were like, you came from the tracks when you were the bully. And now somehow it's like, I don't know. Somehow it's cool to, I don't know. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to all talk about bullies, why they're bullies, why they think it's cool to be a bully. I don't know. We're going to talk about all things like that. But first I was going to talk about I kind of only have like one cat now. So, Pooh was like one of the first of a generation of all these cats that I had when I ran a nonprofit. And so he's kind of like the end of an era. So now I have Sam. And for the hello, Georgette. It was only ever cool amongst the vile. I really thought it was only ever cool amongst the vile, but I'm starting to question things. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Nessie. Um, But so I got Sam as this he's a crazy wild animal. Basically, he's a wild animal. They almost didn't let me get him because like they couldn't even touch him to go to neuter him. They had to, he came to me in a gas chamber cage. It wasn't even a regular, carrier that they give you. It was one of those ones that just have holes for gas because that's all they can do. Um, yeah, you know what? Tagging people really sucks. I wish. See, I keep getting these notifications and I keep thinking it might be Sam because we've kind of left Sam. Sam gets to do his own thing now. But you know, I don't see it. Tagging really needs to stop in YouTube because it's really kind of a pain in the ass to tag everybody. It really is. I think it's a pain in the ass to say hello. I think it's a pain in the ass. I think it should just be like we should be at a stage where we just like and that we're doing this. But anyway, so Pooh was the end of an era. So I got Sam, who was like really was a wild animal. He was in the garage for 3 weeks, and we've kind of started just letting him do his own thing. So we've been opening the front of the garage, and he can go. He can go do what he wants. He's been here long enough and he doesn't want to go. He does. I opened the garage for him yesterday, and you know what he did? He went out once for like 2 seconds, and he came back in. He doesn't want to leave the garage. I think as like a feral cat, you're always looking over your shoulder if you're going to get eaten. So I think he's kind of liking that he doesn't have to do that. So we open the garage in the morning, and Sam can do whatever he wants, and he really pretty much stays in the garage. So I just went out to check on him, and he is actually not in the garage, but for the most part of it. But we have cameras, so the whole property has cameras, mainly so we can see wild animals. But it's actually cool because I usually don't pay attention to it too much because it is different if it sees humanoid, or they call it you can actually pick humanoid versus other, it picks up like a tree leaf or whatever. Hello, Shannon. So there's no humans that it picks up, but it has picked up a jackrabbit. We have a jackrabbit. We have a raccoon, a skunk, fox, cat. So I've seen all these little. So I'm like, so Sam does go in at night. He goes in at night all on his own, and we close the garage, so he's stuck in there at night, which is good because there's a lot of things he could go. But yeah, it's funny. His comfort zone is the garage. You would think, and this is why people thought I was cruel, because I was like, he's going to be in there for probably at least a month, because if, honestly, if we brought him in there the first day and opened the garage, he would have tried to run back to where he came from. Because, that's what I once had a cat. I moved 10 miles away, and the cat, hey, New Jersey Robin, the cat accidentally was in the truck. We used a horse trailer to move. Yeah, I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. Got in the horse trailer when we went up to the place. We didn't know that. We unpacked some stuff and went back to the old place. Didn't know she got out there. So she's 10 miles away in this new place. We didn't know it. She walked 10 miles down a mountain to the old place in a huge storm, mind you. It was a huge storm. So 10 days later, found her because I left my car at the old place. So there was something that she smelled. Pearl, I saw that I wanted to say something, but I'm blocked. Pearl, I saw. Wait, who's blocked? Who's blocked? There shouldn't be anybody blocked. I start with my block list I'm a no block list zone girl. Like I've seen some people show their block list and they got like 100 people in there. I got nobody in my block list. Hey, Mr. Pork. So I don't know. If someone's blocked, tell me who's blocked. But no one's blocked. You might have blocked each other. But anyway, so that's why he was in there. So he would like really know that because she freaking walked down the mountain. So 10 days later, every day I go down there and I'm like, Mama Kitty, Mama Cat, that was her name. And one day I hear the meow and she jumps over a fence. She's dirty, she's nasty, she's skinny. She doesn't walk down a mountain to find her home. So that's why he was in there. So, but now that he can come out, he doesn't really want to. It's kind of funny that way, but he's so cute. But I went in there today and I was like, Sam, you're kind of like you're kind of like my only cat now. Like you're it now. Like you're all I got now. because my husband didn't want to get it. My husband was like, no, like I want a cat. He was like, I want a cat that the boys can like and stuff. And I was like, well, we want a cat to kill things. We want a cat to kill mice, field mice. And so he's like, we wouldn't have him if it wasn't for you. So I guess Sam's my cat. So we now have the adventures of Sam. But so it's been a long week. Hello, whatever it takes. So Pooh passed away on Friday. It was a really great, like it was, you don't want to say beautiful death, but I mean, when I go, that's how I want to go. Like I do palliative care. I got something in my eyeball. I do palliative care because I worked at a vet. And I really hated when people would like drop their animal off. And a lot of them stayed, but a lot of them left. And then, you got this poor animal on this cold metal slab, usually the vet and like the vet tech there. And, you basically give him an overdose of morphine. And this poor animal's there. Like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know who I'm with, but got a little high there for a second. And then they're gone. Like, and when it's happening, they are looking around like, where are my people? Why am I here? It's like, it's hard. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do. Was put animals down when they're looking around like, where are my people and why am I here? So, I always, if the animal, but he was surrounded by everyone. It was beautiful. And, it's funny. He actually came back to life a few times. Like he actually it's a crazy story. But anyway, I'm sure you're not here to hear talking about my cat, but he actually did pass. Like he had no heartbeat. There was no breathing, nothing. He was gone. And then all at once he like moved his head and he bapped me in the face. And my son was like, Rasputin. And I was like, Pooh, what's up, buddy? And all at once you could I started to feel his heartbeat a little bit. And I was like, so I started to massage his heart. And then he was back for another 2 days after that. I was like, okay, guess it wasn't your time yet. It's like he saw the light and was like, no, thanks. I'm going to be here just a little bit longer. But anyway, he passed away Friday night. It was, really, it was how you want to go, and bye, New Jersey Robin. And it's interesting. Because you would think, and I don't expect anything from anybody. I keep getting things that this is going off, and I keep thinking it might be Sam. I don't expect anything from anybody. I don't, but when did it become cool to just go after people and really yeah, especially after 24 years bubblegum and I got him at 5 days old, raised the thing from 5 days old. So he was, my kids grew up anyway. But when did it become cool to really be a bully? And not just a mean-ish person, but really when did it become cool? Because I feel like now it's almost a little bit cool. And I don't get that. It's almost cool to be I'm a badass from the wrong side of the tracks and I just go after people to be an asshole. I don't know what it is, but I feel like things have changed. And I've said for a while, I don't know if maybe COVID desensitized us to each other and has gotten us to this place where, because, during COVID, there were times that people were like, oh, you didn't get vaccinated. I hope you die. You did get vaccinated. I hope you die. It wasn't like, I don't like your decision. It was so I don't know. Did that desensitize us? Are we desensitized to each other? I don't know what it is, but I feel that there is some sort of change in the way people treat each other in general. And I don't think it's a good thing. And I think it's happening really fast because when I came here, I only came here a year ago. And I came here on this whole, no doxing, no call CPS, no swatting, because that didn't happen often. But it was starting to happen. And it was kind of, it was with what's his face, Bullhorn Betty and I can't remember, Crude AF. They were in their little fight, and she went to get a restraining order up on him, and that was going real life, and that was kind of a first really big thing that happened. It wasn't a usual thing that happened all the time that people called the police on each other. We think there's a level of dignity. We think there's a cutoff point, But when someone comes after a person when dealing with the loss of a family member, yeah, I mean, there are, I think social media removes the human from the person. Yeah, I think that too. And I think COVID, because we all were behind something at that point. But I remember when that happened because I was a fan of Crude AF. And I just, I remember my whole thing. I used to always say, like, in my day, you'd like slap someone on the back and put a kick me sign, or you'd crank call them. You didn't like go because, that it basically, like, his whole career changed after that. It was a big deal. It affected his family. I remember, like, his mom had like an Etsy store and that got taken down. Like, it was really a big real life deal. And so that's when I started as the parody Betty, and I had like a change.org petition for don't no doxing, no going real life, don't call CPS. And that's how I started, as I don't want this legacy for my kids. I don't like this going real life stuff. I want to stop going real life. And that's what I started as on Twitter. And I feel like from a year ago, not only do we do it, like, it's actually being done all the time, it seems. I mean, it's just they're just plastic gangsters hiding behind a keyboard. It's crazy. When did it become cool to a liar? Because they have a difference in opinion to be so butthurt that they lie to defame, stalk, harass, and dox. When did society be? Exactly. When did it become okay to just flat out lie about people? It's strange to me. You know, I think the crude AF thing was one of it really opened a lot of people's eyes, and after that, I remember, Ziggy had her thing, but at that point, it didn't seem like it was a daily thing where people talked about, I'm going to dox you. I'm going to go after you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to find out your stuff. It just kind of, was something that maybe got talked about as a threat way off there. But it just, I mean, is it me, or does it feel like it's like all people talk about now? It's like that's it. Everyone's fighting with everybody and everyone's just talking about how to fuck each other over. And that's what it feels like lately. I mean, it feels like that's the news. That's what people are talking about. How to go after each other. It's like that should not be your talking point. That should not be what you come up here to talk about. Hey, Rosie, I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome. And if you have been here before, sorry for being ignorant, not knowing you. Um, Stars, I wouldn't say something here that yeah, and bubblegum, I'm like that too. And I've always been that way my whole life. I've always said I would never say something behind your back that I wouldn't say to your face. And if I have said it behind your back and not to your face, it's just because I haven't gotten you to turn around yet. Like anything, like who I am here is who I am. Like this is just me. I remember one time I said something like, people don't really know the real me, and so I don't care what people say about me because they don't. And what I was saying was, you don't know me going to the store. You don't know everything about me to know the whole me. You only know a part of me. You don't see me when I'm choosing what to make for dinner. Like, we on here only know parts of each other, and we can get to knowing the full amount of each other, but it just takes longer. But I think I had said something like that, like, people on here who sit here and like say bad things about me, like, oh, you're a horrible, you must be a horrible mom. How can you say that? You don't know the real me, meaning you don't know the whole, you've never seen me, you can't say that, you don't know that. But I mean, people say ridiculous things, and people on here don't, we're straight, for the most part, we're all strangers to each other. Some of us choose to start to get close to each other, and I'm starting to get close to a lot of people, but for the most part, especially the people who are talking shit about each other, are complete strangers to each other. Complete strangers. So of course it's easy to talk shit about a stranger. Living in the UK, someone is only a few hours away. When you say something, prepare for the consequences. I mean, I've said many times, good thing that the person who's talking crap about me is not close enough to come say it to my face, because I'd probably be in jail by now. Because I mean, some of the things that have been going on, it's like, ooh, I'm glad you're far enough away that I can't come say hi to you. Our parents told us if you don't like them, stay away from them. If you can't do it, do not partake. Yep, none of that is cool. I know I have heard a lot of people lately saying they're just like taking time off because they don't want anything to do with it. And I agree. I mean, I just had the most harrowing thing in my life happen. And to think that people, and like I said, I don't expect anything from anyone. I don't expect like, oh, boo-hoo, don't say shit about, like I don't expect anyone to give me special treatment. But to hear that people know that I'm obviously not even on YouTube because I'm not here, and to make stuff up about me that are complete lies. I mean, that's really disgusting, I think, to be honest with you. People know, I'm on here. Here's my Wednesday. I'm on here on Wednesday, and then that's, I do my members stuff with members, but you don't see me on people's panels. You don't see me in chats except maybe for 5 minutes to say hi to someone. But for the most part, like I'm not on YouTube, but yet I'm attributed all these things. People say I do all these things. And it's like, has anyone ever wondered when people are saying all these things, like, you never see me though. You never see me you never see me anywhere. I do all these things, but no one ever sees me. It's like bizarro. None of it is cool. It makes, yeah, yeah. I'm sure. Oh, sorry. Lied. You mean Lady Di? Lady Di, son would be so. My sons would chill shows. Yeah, I mean, I remember I heard someone say something like, "Oh, I lost my goldfish last 15 years." Wow. See, that's a long time. When you have someone in your life for that long, think about anybody in your life for that long. It's huge. It's huge. And I know not everybody is an animal lover and not everybody gets it, but I'm one of those people who my animals are like, they're part of my family. We just kind of speak a little bit of a different language, but I mean, they're just as much as anything. We were told, people, if you don't like, I was told if you don't have anything nice to say, just shut the fuck up. Nessie, say that again and you'll be wearing this. Like, I was told if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's what I was taught. I was taught don't air your dirty laundry, and you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And then I was told don't ever start a fight, but if someone starts a fight with you, make sure you win it. And that's kind of how I live my life. You don't know the real me outside of YouTube. Yeah, like believe it or not, my name is not Queen OG. I mean, a lot of people know my real name. I don't wish to spend time in jail, but girl, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to spend time in jail either, but there have been a lot of things that have happened recently that, I might just spend a night. If someone said some of the things in my face that I've been hearing, I might just be like, honey, I'll call you in a few hours, make sure you get me out. But, just letting you know, gonna spend some of the fun money this week on that. It's like a camera snapshot of your, yeah. I mean, hello, Amanda Cox. I'm just looking through chat right here. Oi, oi. Why is everything? Oi, 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 oi. Maybe they need to write fiction. I mean, it's just Coxie. I'm in Goulburn tomorrow night. Oh. Sorry about. Thank you. Same shit. I mean, people don't have to make people's lives worse. That's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that I wonder about people. That there are people, and like I've said this before, I never, this is the difference between comedy and bullying. Because I've heard, in the beginning when I was doing roast, people say, "Oh, what's the difference between, a roast and blah blah blah?" The difference between a roast or comedy, because there's no definition of a roast. There's no, oh, it has to be this. Comedy is comedy. There's no definition of any of these things anymore. But the difference between comedy and bullying is your intent. If you intend to hurt someone, you're bullying. If you intend to make them laugh and make light of something, it's comedy. That's the difference. In my life, I never intend to hurt somebody. never intend to hurt somebody. I might by accident, and if I do, trust me, tell me and I'll make it right. But I never intend to go after and hurt people. But there are people who actually intend to hurt other people. And I think that's pretty fucked up. I think it's pretty fucked up. It's fucked up that they do it, and then it's fucked up that there are other like-minded individuals like them that like, do it too. I didn't grow up, nice picket fence. What's phone call? Oh, I told you guys, hold on. I told you guys that I would give you here. I'm going to give you, for those of you who are mods, I said if there's any funny business. So I'm going to give the link. It's not for everyone in the world to come up and start talking, although anyone can come up and talk. And when I finish my little spiely spiel, I like to have a little spiely spiel. But if any of you need anything to say to me, just put it in back chat because I know a lot of people are sensitive to a lot of things right now, and I don't want anything like that. That's why I'll stay on chat for the most part. I go in Susan's one night to say hi, and then I hear I'm part of some. Yeah, I mean, I literally, I forget when Pooh first like lost use of his back legs, and we kind of started palliative care. I think it was like before the first or around the first, but yeah, like how would you know that? I remember I was like, I need a little break, who's live, so Purple's the only one live. I go over there, there's this guy over there, and they're like, oh, he's streaming her, so I'm like, oh, I'll go over to the guy's place and see what's going on. And I go over there, and somehow I've orchestrated, hey, checking convictions, I've orchestrated this big master plan, and apparently it's still going on. And, I'm this whole thing, and it makes you just, all because I was like, wow, I'm going through a lot of crap. I'd like to take a few hours to just have some laughs. That's what I wanted. I wanted a few hours to have some laughs. And because I did that, and I happened to go into someone's chat, then now suddenly it's like, oh, and it's just rude. It's just rude stuff. Are we five? That's the other thing. I'm sitting there like laughing, about this whole thing with these people. And all I want to hear, oh, there's Queen Ogre. I guess she had to, do all this and blah, blah, blah. And, there she is. She doesn't have a life. Like, why do you have to be so rude and ignorant? She just can't keep us out of, what did I do? How am I go and I watch something for 5 minutes, go in this dive bars chat and talk to people over there. And somehow I'm orchestrating things, and I'm talking about you, and I've done all these things. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you attribute to me, but it's not me, and then I have to hear a few days later, the story and that's the story then gets relayed. And this is the part where it turns into bullying. And why is it cool to do this? Because, like I was saying, I didn't grow up in this, beautiful white picket fence world. And the person who accused me of that, I was completely shocked. I thought she was a nice person. She goes behind my back and talks. And that's the thing. A lot of things that are happening right now. Sorry, my nose is a little runny today. Because my nose is broken. By the way, people like to get a lot of jokes out of that. That's the thing. The people that we think like a lot of people have been wanting to come into my Discord, and everybody's like, we don't want anyone new, because everyone's just like, nobody knows who anyone is right now. Everyone's afraid of everyone right now, because everybody, like, the people are talking shit about people are like, I thought you were my friend. Like, it just somehow became cool recently to just be a big asshole to everybody. Like, when did it become okay to be an asshole to everybody? When did that happen? I wrote a post about that being a sub and being a creator. LL, maybe more should have seen it. Where was your post? Tell me where your post is and email me. Queen, it's on my about page, queen@thequeenog.com. send me your post and I will put it in my community page, because I think we need to speak up about this more. To speak ill of others, it speaks best of what they know about themselves. Basically, they recognize themselves by projecting that, and that's Carl Jung. What we hate in others, what we dislike in others is what we hate in ourselves. Same with my choosing to put the record straight for both circle jerks and you. Yes. So we'll put this one up here. Queen OG, then we were all bosom buddies again, plotting with each other. No, just correcting your lies over there. Okay. I mean, the jerks always tend to be on when either I'm on or I have a kind of a strict schedule in my life. I'm not like certain creators who are on 40 hours a week. I am on at once a week and I have very specific things going on. So I very rarely get time to get and listen to the jerks and actually like be in their chat. I'm in there often that I'm just listening while I'm doing stuff, but I rarely am like in there chatting and being obvious that I'm in there. And we're certainly not working together. You never hear us doing things together. We just don't. We're on at different times. And so what happens? Pearl says something about Queen Bee. Queen Bee wants everyone to leave her alone and get back to true crime. That gets turned into somebody saying over and over again that I have said that. And so what happens? Pearl makes a video saying, nope, sorry, you got it wrong. We didn't say that. And what happens because of that? I mean, I have the live where the person is listening to it. It's crazy because I heard the person say, oh, Queen Ogre just put out a response. So maybe I should backtrack because some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, do I need to backtrack here for a minute? Am I like going too fast here? You know, I saw an angel first time outside. Oh, wow. An angel. Wow. Hey, and Brown Crayon, you were part of it too. That was freaking crazy. So yes. So the jerks say that Queen Bee wants to get back to true crime. They put something out that says, hey, we said Queen Bee, not Queen OG. I'm listening to the person read my community post because that's all I did was put out a community post. I didn't go live. I just said, hey, you got it wrong. This isn't what I said, back off. And I listened to the person and you can hear them reading. And they read it and you can tell in their mind they're thinking to themselves like, oh shit, oh shoot, I got it wrong. And do they say, oh, say sorry? No, they just come at me more for other dumb stuff that's stupid. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. You saw an angel come down. Oh, let me read this again. So I saw an angel first time outside my house with their arms wide open. It was wow. Well, your name is Angel Baby, but I think I know who you are. I think I remember you saying who you just changed your name to Angel Baby, but correcting these lies are for subscribers. And that's the thing. Like, I think it's really shitty to subscribers to do this to them because for subscribers, I think it's important that you guys know what's going on. I think it's very inconsiderate and rude to you guys to tell lies about things because you guys come here to listen and have fun. You guys don't come here for bullshit. I mean, maybe you come here for a little drama to see who's saying what about who or what's going on, a little bit of tea, maybe learn something and get ready with me. But you don't come on here to hear lies and be made a fool of because that's what happens. You get made a fool of because you look like an asshole. When you're going out there believing lies and then saying things and then defending certain people based on lies, you look like a big asshole. Because believe it or not, there's like factions of people. And there are some people who, like are on my side, and some. And so to all the people who realize the truth, y'all look like a bunch of dum-dums. and it doesn't make you look good. And there's a real world concept here. There's a real world concept in life. And I do believe in karma, and I don't believe it in this, like, oh, I'm hoping bad things happen to you. But I do believe in the world, and I'm not a religious person at all. In the universe, when you do good things come back to you. If you're a good person, if you help an old lady with the door, when you do good things come back to you. When you do shitty things, when you hit somebody and get rear-ended for the insurance money, when you do shitty things just happen to you. That's just, I think, how the world works. That when you are a good person and do good things, like, good things happen to you. You happen to get that job. You happen to go through the green light just at the right time, and just to get to the game on time. And when you do shitty things, you give what you get what you give. When you do shitty things, you end up missing, the game, and wasting your $100 on your tickets. That's, I think, how the world works. So when you outright freaking lie about people, I think that's pretty freaking shitty. I think it's pretty freaking shitty. And I think it's pretty freaking shitty for then those subscribers who believe that. Because there's a whole lot of people, and I hate to tell you, but there are more people. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I'm pretty sure there are more people who believe me than believe the dumb lie, because the lies are so dumb. It's like, really? I mean, the lie is that, and I didn't want to say names, because then it's going to be like, see, she talks about us. Because that's the other thing. It's that, no, I talk about people all the time. That's what I'm doing. I talk about people. And it's like, it's kind of hard to not say people's names when you have to respond. But the last time I was on here was a week ago. 1 week ago, I was on here. That's the last time anyone has heard anything from me. Have not been on a panel. That's the last time you've heard from me, other than I put out the community post. And since then, the jerks put out something saying Queen Bee wants to get back to true crime. Okay, so here's what's happened. I was online last week talking about stuff. Oh, well, I'll tell you what I said. So unlike some creators who say, yes, that was the main subject of my post. Exactly. Unlike some people, I read my chat. I try and read the chat and what's going on, right? I try and read my chat to kind of see what people are talking about, to change what I'm talking about or whatever. So I'm reading chat, and I see that you guys are talking about someone, and I keep seeing the name Gannon. And I can't tell from what's being said anything about who that is or what it's about. I kind of get like there's a trial, and that's the name. I can't tell any, because I'm doing two things at once. I'm sitting here in one, I'm on there in the first place to talk about the fact that I'm not the dive bar, and I'm trying to, like, say I didn't do something, I'm saying that I didn't do something bad in the first place. I'm there to fucking defend myself in the first place, right? I'm there in the first place to defend myself. I'm not in a good mood because, I'm in the middle of palliative care for my cat. I hadn't slept in a while. And I'm not saying this to apologize so much as I'm saying this for the assholes who, like, believe it because they don't know the truth, like, to get it out there. Because sometimes you have to get the truth out there, because I see all the dum-dums who believe it, right? And there are some dum-dums who believe it because they just haven't heard the truth. They just haven't heard the truth. They've heard what they've heard, and they believe what they hear. So there's that set of dum-dums. But then there are the dum-dums who, just, like, are going to believe. And I can't help those dum-dums. But there are the dum-dums who have not heard the whole story. So I'm going to put the whole story out there, because it all comes to how these people are and what's wrong with these people and what we need to do to We can't fix them, but what we need to do to send the message that like we're done with your bullshit, like we're done with your bullshit, because it shouldn't be that people don't come on YouTube because it's such a toxic place. Like the fact that I keep hearing, and I keep hearing it. Do you hear that? Did you hear that? That's a big, big, some sort of big, big, big plane. I don't know if you could hear that. Take no notice of them. They are idiots. Wait, hold on. What was that? That was the U.S. Coast Guard. Wow. Could you guys hear that at all? Like a big zoom? Did you hear that at all? That was U.S. Coast Guard. That was, oh my gosh. But so some dum-dum hears Queen Bee and decides to make it Queen OG, right? And then since I'm on here and and I'm reading it and I'm like, and I'm like, I don't fucking know that's what I said. I don't know who Gannon is. I don't fucking know who Gannon is. Okay? And then I'm talking and I'm talking and I see someone said something like they said like a mom's name, something Stotch, something, and then they said it's the mom of a missing child. And I said, I'm sorry, I still don't know who that is. And that's it. That's it. That's it. And so what I hear though, what I hear is how horrible that is, because basically they said that I said something like, well, I don't fucking care about a missing kid. Why would I fucking care? Like they made it out like I said something like that. Like that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't involve me. Who the fuck cares about me? That's what they made it sound as if I had said. I mean, if I had, oh my gosh, I have like something in my eyeball. It's really bugging me. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, if I had said something really ignorant and rude like that, that would be one thing. I mean, if I had come up here and been like, who the hell cares about missing kids? I don't got time for that shit. If I had said that, even if I was in an emotional spot, I would be like, wow, that was really rude to say. I'm sorry I said that. That was kind of a little bit ignorant. I guess I was a little emotional, but that's not what I said. But that's not what I said at all. Like, should we watch, can I Pearl, can I show Pearl's thing? Can I show your thing? How like what they messed up, the difference of hearing it? Because she made a really great video showing it. And I mean, and that's what happened. I saw the name and I said Gannon. I don't know who I don't know who fucking Gannon is. And then I said, sorry, I don't know who that is. When they said mother of a missing child, and that was it. That was it. And all right, so hold on here. And so even though, and I was, I'm sorry if I said, I don't fucking know who Gannon is. I mean, if that is that wrong that I said, I don't fucking know. I used the word fuck in there because I mean, most people don't even read their chats, but there was nothing in there for me to know it was a mailman, a postman. I just was like reading, and I was like, sorry. But someone is so pathetic and has so little to talk about that they're like, let's take Queen Bee to Queen OG and let's somehow make her an asshole for not knowing who this person is because she should have known it and she didn't. Why should I have known who that was? And that was the narrative, that I was a bad person because I wanted to get into true crime. And how dare I want to do that when I don't even know who this person is? And what a horrible, horrible person am I for not knowing who that is? I mean, does that make any freaking sense at all in any way, shape, or form? Let's see, OGB. I mean, the funniest thing, wait, when wrong, the twist is so tight. It's, the funniest thing is, the funniest thing, and I did, and there is one other person, I don't think it's a sin to not automatically know who a child's name is. A tragedy is not an, you know, like, and I wasn't mad about like like people talking about it. I was just like looking at it and I was like, Gannon, no, I don't, you know, because I was in the middle of like, fuck this, fuck that. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get, you know, like I think it's like people have side conversations all the time and I don't care, you know, but that was just like in the midst of how I was talking. So I was like, I don't fucking know who can, you know, and but it gets twisted that way. And you know, there's another little asswipe. There's another little asswipe in the mix who tried to make a video. Just it's probably who started it. It's actually who started it. Is made a video that like how horrible I am and how insensitive I am, that all I'm doing is talking about other people when I should be talking about, you know, true crime people, you know? And there's a video that says like, you know, and it shows me talking about other people, you know, and blah blah blah. Don't comment here, but often I just wanted to say that you're a stunning woman, even with a more beautiful. Well, thank you, Ginger Snap. That I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I try to just talk about the bullshit because you know I could come up here and I could like drama this whole thing and I could this name and this curse word and that curse word and I'm going to dox you and I'm going to get you back and blah 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 blah. I could turn this all around as something for clicks and views, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is talk about the big meaning of the backstory here, you know, and then there's going to be some parodies and some satires on this, you know, tomorrow and you know Friday. But you know, this part of it, that's what I do. I do my little parodies, like I had my little bully parody that maybe I'll show that in a minute. We had the bully parody, and I do stuff like that, and then I do stuff like this, which is like a talk on social commentary of like, you know, why does this shit go on? Like, really, why does this go on and why do we let it go on? Because I haven't heard anybody like what's going on. Everything I've heard the past week is everyone's disgusted by what's going on. People are not coming on YouTube because of what's going on. People are leaving chats because of what's going on. You know, nobody. Commentary is what I thought you were. I loved your early videos. Like you know, I started doing the, you know, so I started doing you know, comedy. Comedy was always what I was. And then I started doing this because people were like, oh, you should do lives. And I was like, well, that would be fun because I obviously like to talk and I can talk and talk and talk about anything under the sun. But I started doing lives when I got doxxed because someone wanted to be an asshole and doxed me. So I started doing the lives because, you know, my best friend at the time, who turned out to be part of the whole thing, you know, was like, oh, you need to just calm down and hide for a little while. And I was like, screw that. Someone's gonna dox me. I'm gonna be like, God, I got doxxed. Look, here's the email here, and here's what this person did, and da 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 da, and like da da da. So that's when I started doing lives. When I started kind of doing commentary on like, you know, here's the dumb asshole who dox people. You know, here are the people who are bullies. Here are the people who are harass people. You know, because then, you know, the more I, you know, said it, for whatever reason, there are a couple people who say that I've done things to them that I've never done a damn thing to either of them, but that's their narrative. So, you know, I just started calling out the bullshit. And so my lives kind of turned into like calling out the bullshit. And I try as much as possible not to make it like, you know, drama ridden, like, you know, I mean, I could do that and probably, you know, get 3, 4 times the people in here, but I do it more as a social commentary on what the hell is going on and how do we change it? Because nobody's happy about what's going on. Like, nobody's happy about what's going on. Like, yeah, I mean, I said I wasn't going to say anybody's names because when you say people's names, then they say, you know, oh, now you're talking about it. And it's like, it's almost like sometimes I think someone needs to just stop. Someone needs to just stop saying names. Someone needs to just be the bigger person and stop saying names. You know, because if I don't say their names, then how can they ever talk about me again? But Heels on the Ground Crew Doxes JLR is the ringleader. I didn't really pay attention to what happened with that, so I don't really know that I can really speak on that, Todd. I kind of heard, but I've been, between my cat and dealing with being told all these things that I've apparently done, I really haven't had much time to look at anything else. But you know, Unseen is she probably was the one who started it, to be quite honest. And I just didn't see the video for a while because I first heard something going on with the Coast Guard. I first heard, Heidi saying her spiel about, oh, did you hear Ogre? And, she's going to go to, that's when I first heard it. But I bet Unseen is the one who did the video, which is funny because I heard her say today how she has someone watch her videos to make sure they're correct. But yeah, Unseen's video was emotive, explosive bullshit. She took advantage of a tragedy to make a jab. Heartbreaking details over morning. Yeah. So first of all, it doesn't matter that just a few weeks ago she put out personal emails between her and someone else that had very personal information in them. Have you heard the drop of my DMs was part of her disability? No. Oh my God. You know, I'm sorry, that girl has been lying left and right since she got here. See, you know, so the girl makes a video. The girl makes a video, and it's all like, oh, you like to talk about people? Well, why are you in our community? Why are you here? Why are you part of true crime? Why do you want to be here if all you do, you don't even know who Gannon is? And she has this video where she's got me, and I'm not even talking about another person, really. It's kind of funny. It's actually me saying, like, how often do I talk about this person? I never talk about Purple. The only time I talk about Purple is to respond about her. Like, I don't like talking about her. And then she'll have like some written thing where, and then she has me saying, I don't know who the fuck Gannon is. I don't know who that is. Which, that's just a little thing out of the full context of, me just seeing people writing a word, and, it's totally out of context. Totally, and then it has like me talking about, yeah, I don't really talk about her, and then she's got more about, this person is, da, 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 and the whole backstory of the child, and da, 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 da. And then it has me say, oh, the mom, and say, oh, mother of a missing child. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. She's got those two lines. Those are the worst two. Those are the only two lines that I said. And then it's like, why are you in our community? Why are you here? If you don't know who this is, maybe you should treat people nicer, and you should da 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 da. And so I sent a message and I said, one problem with your video, I'm not true crime. I never have been true crime. So if your whole point of your video is, why are you, and so then she's like, okay, that's fine, I'll edit it. So she edited it, and I don't know what she edited it to. I don't know what she edited it to because it didn't say anything different. But the clinger was, because I said, I hate to tell you, but I've been doing, palliative care for my cat who was dying, and so I was not paying attention to the news. So she writes me back and she says, I hope you regret those last few hours when you could have been with your cat and were online instead. Is that not the worst thing you can say ever? So not, I figured she'd take it down, like, oh, my whole premise is wrong. But no, she still has it up there, just that I should know, well, you still should know. And then doubles down, well, hope you don't regret those few hours you just had to be on YouTube. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I wasn't allowed 2 hours to take a break. I mean, it is. It's vile, it's cruel, it's disgusting, it's rude, it's ignorant, it's everything under the sun that a human being should not be, especially someone who claims to be any sort of animal, anything. And I saw that and I was like, I was like, I can't, I can't. Like, how do you even, what do you do with a person who said something like that? Like, have you never ever endured anything bad in your life to know that that's not something you say? To someone who just had a death, you try and make them feel bad? I mean, I don't know if anyone's done palliative care, but it's 24/7 end of life care, and I'm not going to get into the grossness, but so, he had his 2 hours sleep meds and was like right there. And if you look in the video, I keep like, sorry, I took 2 hours off. And my husband was like right over there watching too. But I mean, this woman, you know, and what do we do? What, like, this is the thing. How do we stop this? Like, how something really vile has happened. How do we stop it? That's the thing. It just keeps going. So how do we stop it? Like, in the real world, let's say we're in the real world, we would all, not go to her business. Why does my phone keep, oh, it's motioning. We would not go to her business anymore. Like, if we were all in the same town, we would not go to her business. We would no longer be friends with her. When we went to, like, the school nights for our kids, we would ignore her, that kind of thing. You would find a way to kind of socially say, what you're doing is not okay. And we're going to make sure that your behavior is not okay. Like, that's what you would do in the real world, you know but what can you do online? What can you do online? I mean, a lot of us have gone to the video and said, made comments, and there's way more comments of like, this is trash, you're horrible, than the no comment saying that it's okay. So, but other than that, what is there to for her? Is YouTube gonna take it down? No, I'm not gonna, like, no. I mean, there's nothing in there for her to not be able to just continue the behavior over and over again. Yeah, she gives her dogs timeouts. She uses a broom to get them in the dog crates because they get crated at night. Which, I don't know anything about dogs, but I would not think that you should. I don't know. That sounds cool to me. I don't know, but have you ever seen someone outside a gas station doing high kicks and screaming at people? It's similar, considering the store, and moving on about your day. And I mean, yeah, it's just, the only thing I can do, and what I will do is, little comedy skits about it. So I will just be doing, this is my little thing where I like talk and blah 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 blah. And I have to get my piece out too. Like, part of this is like, I have to get my piece out. Sometimes you have to, even though it doesn't do anything, you have to say it. Like, I feel like I have to say it. Like, I have to just say how I feel. Like, sometimes you just need to feel like you're heard, and then, like, you feel better. Like, no one really needs to listen. They can all just like be nodding heads like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. But like, you feel that you're heard, kind of thing. But I mean, gosh, the little thing, the camera, where I think he's going like in and out, and it keeps going on and on and on. But I mean, no, like, but some of the things that people are doing is a threat. Like, there's stupid stuff like that. Like, that's just stupid stuff. And I think some of the people do really enjoy hurting other people, because that's where I'm kind of going with my whole thing. Is there seems to be a movement towards people who just want to hurt other people, who want to just say things that are cruel and mean, and want to talk about, their children, or, it's gotten to a point where I recently heard a creator who basically just was like, I'm going to go after you, and I'm going to say this, and this, and this, and I'm going to say all these things. that are all things from the past that have nothing to do with nothing. But it's like, is that what we've gone down to? That if you have no content, you just say whatever you can to hurt the other person, and it's okay? These people appearing on panels for attention validation is sad. And that's the other thing. We have panels of people who just want to hurt people too. And they all get together and they laugh about it. I mean, look at what just happened. We just had a person who was like, "Oh, you're one of us now. You're our best friend. We love you." And now suddenly, like, you're kicked out. We can't stand you. And now that person is back trying to hurt whoever they can. It's like, why do we give any of these people a voice? Why do we let any of these people go up and say these things? And we all say, don't give it, just don't talk about it, just don't give it, and I always use the like pig fucker one. If someone goes out and says, "Oh, OG fucks pigs," and I just say like nothing, then it goes away. But if I sit here and I'm like, I can emphatically say that I do not fuck pigs, and during the hours of da-da-da and da-da-da, I was in this place and there was no way I could have been around a pig, then people are just thinking in their minds like, "Oh, she's talking about the pigs. Maybe she did fuck the pigs," But if you don't say anything, that so there is that. But it also seems like even if you don't say anything, it still goes on. Like no matter what you do, you're damned if you do or you're damned if you aren't. And it does take a toll, because the farther you let it go, the farther they go with it. You know what I mean? It's truly mental illness. Well, I think I was right. You said it would last 3 months. Which one would last? Oh, the friendship would last 3 months. Yeah, I think I said it would last about 3 months too. I remember the day that it was said, "She's one of us now. No matter what happens, we'll always be friends." And I was like, "I give you like 3 months and you're just not gonna, it's just no way. No way is that happening." And now here we are. Here we are. Now we find out that the friendship with me that happened before that was just to make the little fake premise of the little fake video that went out that was supposed to be me being a creeper, but really that was just a basis to be able to have someone dox me and go, it's just the whole thing was fake bullshit to go after someone. All fake bullshit. They would last 5 minutes in Glass Cow. I mean, yeah, Rosie, are you on Discord? Oh, that just hurt. I mean, I grew up, I didn't grow up in like, the like, white pants kind of thing. And like, if these people were real life where I grew up, they would be smacked down so fast. I mean, you listen to these women. I mean, when I remember when I was a kid, you'd go home to your mom. You'd go home to your mom and you'd be like, "Mom, this person said this about me." And she'd be like, "Well, is she one of your friends?" You'd be like, "No." "Well, do you know them?" "No." Well, they're probably just, some sick, pathetic kid who gets beat up at home and doesn't have a life at home. So just ignore them. They're just a bully. And that's what you would call them. They're just a bully. And then, as you got older, like in high school, you would listen to the bullies. And the bullies were the ones that were like, trashy and swore at you, would meet you in the hallway. And they'd be the ones like call swear words and calling you slut and saying all this stuff, met you at the bus stop, and then we had all the like Heathers and Mean Girls movies where, at the end of it, it's like the bullies were the trash. Like, that's not what you wanted to be. And now it's like, that's what you wanted to be. That's what you want to be. Like, it's the cool thing to do. Like, if I showed up here and I started cursing and swearing and getting down and dirty, I'd have 100 more people here. Like, I would be applauded and I would get kudos for my dirty, freaking cursing, bitch filled mouth. Like, it's true. So, like, what do we do to like send a message? Like, that's the problem. We're sending the message that bullying is good. Wait, what milk sours? What are you see? This is what I did when I was young. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Milk sours? Honeymoon relationships, any type of relationship, 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. 3 months. It's like leaving the milk out. That's disgusting. Used to be one. Oh my gosh. The Three Stooges. Remember when there was the video? Remember the video, the Queen and her Stooges? Remember that? The zombie apocalypse. You too, Karens. I mean, if we got bullied and battered, we were told to get back out there and batter them. See, that's the thing. There's one side of it where people say, turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. Just don't say anything back. Turn the other cheek. And then there's the other one where it's like, just go beat the shit out of them right back. And that's what I think, like, we do here. Like, that's what, and that's it. Like, what should I do here? Like, what should I do in this moment? Should I sit here and like pretend like it didn't happen and say nothing and not give it, any life and say anything? Or should I sit here and like, I was told to not come home if I didn't slaughter them. Well, I was told if don't start a fight, but if a fight is started for you, you win it. So I had got one fight in high school and I won, and that was the end of it. But that's the thing. Like, for me, I've had this situation has been going on for 6 months now. No, for 9 months now. No, when was May? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Like 10 months. For like 10 months, this situation has been going on with these bitches. For 10 months, these bitches have been running their mouths about something that I never did. Well, it doesn't affect my real life, but it is starting to affect my YouTube life. Because for the last 10 days, all I have heard so I've looked at all the live streams, right? I looked at all, and every single live stream is a majority of it is about me. Like, literally, I pulled up and looked at all of the live streams from the last like 6 days, and a majority of them was about me. And most of it was the same dumb shit. Like, a huge portion of it was me and the whole, true crime and that whole thing, that whole narrative that I wanted to be true crime, yet I didn't know who Gannon was. So I'm a horrible, horrible person, was hours upon hours of content. All right. Is this really you? Just let me know if it's really you. Just put your camera on for just a second and let me know it's really you. And I'll let you up. Or I'll just put you up with me here. Or do you want to just say something? Oh, you might just want to say something. Hold on. Hey, it's you. Okay. Here you go. Here. I'll just put me on first. Hello. Let me turn my remote down. Hello. I just put me on in case you're trying to porn bomb me. What's up? There we go. Hello. I can't hear you, but it looks like you're on. Hello. No, I'm just in back chat. Okay, then I'll take you down. Well, that's what I was saying. I didn't know if you just wanted to be in back chat or chat. That's the thing. I think it is affecting my YouTube life because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like there's like, it used to be they would say shit and whatever. But I feel like there's enough momentum that I just feel like there's too much bad talk about me. And like, I don't want myself to be known that way. Like, I feel like there's enough talk that it does affect how people perceive me on here. Like, there's too much talk about me about it, and that does affect me. Like, literally, I looked at Purples for 5 days and hours of talking about me, hours about this dumb telescope thing and how I started that, hours about this cloning bullshit. Hours about the cloning bullshit. Like, what the hell is the cloning bullshit? Like, what is the cloning bullshit? I mean, and hold on, let me go back over and see what you're talking about. Unseen, unseen is you know what? Unseen is just a crazy little, and she doesn't have no a clue from her head and a piece of shit. And like the fact that she has said the stuff about me and how I should regret my time, it's that's not okay. And the fact that literally over the past 5 or 6 days, hours upon hours, probably at least 10, 20 hours over the last 6 days are about me and either this dumb cloning bullshit or this dumb tavern bullshit with the dive bar guy or this dumb true crime bullshit. I mean, literally, literally. No one is back there. Well, do you want to come up? You can. I like earlier. I said if you want to come back and say something, like anyone can come back and chat and back chat. But I like originally I was like you can come back there if there's like something bad going on you want to talk about. I don't know. You tell me what you want to do. I'm like I'm at a point where I guess this live is more. I'm just at a point where I'm not sure if I almost feel like there's enough life of it that it's just there's too much talk, too much negative talk out there that I need to do something to stop the negative talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's negative talk about me, like I know it's a lie, everyone else knows it's a lie. But at a certain point, is there enough negative talk that enough people don't know it's a lie that it's causing problems? You know what I mean? Like, when does a rumor become so big that it's going to cause you problems? When do enough people know about a rumor? When is it a big enough problem that it's like, oh, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, when does that become a problem? That it's like when people hear about you, they're like, oh, that's the girl that clones people. And it's like, no. Like, when does the rumor become so big that it needs to be stopped because it's affecting your I wouldn't want to say my professional life here because this isn't a profession, but you know what I'm trying to say? Heidi's grandson is planning to go oh my God, to Glasgow to study to study. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I would just stop and move on and do what people do. Yeah, like I mean, I think that's what I'm trying to like get the opinion of. Like, cuz I see what I see, but I don't see what you guys see. So I don't know. I don't know how it is out there in the YouTube streets. Like I don't know how it is out there. So I don't know if it's like they have their little itty bitty, little thing with their little dum dums who say their dum dum stuff. But like that's about it. Or if it's like, wow, like, really, that's what you're known as. When like people all around say Queen OG, they're like, oh, that's that bitch who wanted to be true crime, but, clones everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I'm perceived. Like, I mean, I'm not like some big YouTuber that I even have a perception, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All I know is that, I used to hear little bits about myself, every once in a while. And like now I feel like over the last 5 or 6 days, all like everything they talked about was about me. Everything they talked about was about me. And it's all like, we don't watch you. We just get screenshots of you and people. Well, then you're watching the screenshots. Like, then you're watching the timestamps. Like, whatever you're watching me. Whatever, someone can tell you, hey, go look at this screenshot, go look at that timestamp. And you can say no, but you don't. You don't because they want a reaction. Yeah, I know. See, and that's the thing. Like, I know that I know that they are losers who have no lives and who wish they had my life and who would do anything to be part of my life. And so to do that, they will do anything to have me mention their names so that they can say that they can be part of my life. So to that end, they'll do whatever they can. And if there is nothing to say, they will flat out make up something to say. They will say that I've done a video about them that I never have done. I mean, literally, like I've been talking to Colleen and she's like, yeah, how did this start? Well, and I've had several people say, how did this start? How did this start? Some freaking mental bitches had nothing else to do and made up the fact that I talked about them or did something about them. Some ignorant, dumb bitches made some shit up in their head and talked about it. And I didn't respond because I didn't care. And so they talked about the next thing that they made up and the next thing that they made up. And now they're at the point where like everything is made up. Like within 5 days, I did the telescope thing. I found some guy and had him go do that. I cloned a bunch of people and I didn't know who someone was, but I want to be true crime. And that's all, like literally that was all of their content for the last 5 days. So that's where it's gone from. It's gone from 2 ignorant, boring bitches with nothing to do who want to talk about the pretty girl who they wish they could be. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And I know the more that I speak on it, the more I'm giving them what they want. But at the same token, I just want to make sure from you guys' point of view that it's not, that's what I'm known as now. Like it's gotten so big that it's taken life of its own. That's what I guess I want to know. That it hasn't gotten so big that it's become life on its own. Because they are all alive. And I would think anyone smart enough would be like, look for proof. Like I think Colleen's great that way. Like, Colleen actually asked, like, well, like, because I'm pretty proud of her. She did ask, she asked about the telescope guy. She's like, well, what's the creator? What's the site? I don't remember. Well, what happened? What did he say? And she actually asked, and then like, if you actually, she has. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of her because if you look at, if you go to the telescope, if you go to their channel and you search and you look at all the things I said, because she's like, she said I was boring and some other things. I never said any of that. I never said any. Like, it's like I never said any of those things, so she's trolled them so good. I mean, she knows a lot more than she acts like she knows, but she knows. And that's the thing. Anyone who is not an idiot like stops and thinks and is like, has Queen OG ever done true crime? Has she ever talked about true crime? No. Does that sound right? No. Huh. Let me look back at that for a minute. Oh, wait, that sounds really, really dumb. Like anyone who's not an idiot can look back and think about it. And you have to look at these people. I mean, you have to look at these people. You have to look at the source. I mean, come on. You're going to call me an ogre. You're going to call me an ogre. Really? I mean, I would, because from here on out, like I had to get that out. I had to say it. I had to make sure that it hadn't gotten too much life of its own. I have to put the truth out there. But from here on out, we're going to be doing some roasting. We're going to be doing some good old fashioned roasting. And I hate to tell people there is no definition of roasting. Roasting does not mean that the person has to be there listening. There's no set definition of a roast. A roast can be whatever you want it to be. But there's going to be some roasting, and there's going to be some parodies, and there's going to be some satires. And there might actually be a video about them. There might actually be one. Yeah, promenading down on the pink scooter. I mean, can you even imagine? Like, you have one of them trying to get directions from the pink scooter. The other one's trying to read directions. Go to the road on Fifth Street. It would be like Rain Man. And no, that's not making fun of a disability. That's making fun of being too lazy to put the little speak the thing for me. Because anybody can watch. Yeah, I already paid for that fucking battery, and so did a lot of people. Every time Colleen says, "Can you hear me?" and Gizmo, I think they're on a joke. I mean, I love Colleen. I think Colleen is hilarious. She cracks me up. But I had to get out what I had to say, but make fun about it. Like, how does having bookmarks mean that you cloned somebody? And what was the proof? The proof was that person just went up on panel. How did that prove anything? Like, what kind of moron are you to think that proved anything? To prove something, you would actually have to be on my browser and click on the link there and then see where they went to. But she's like, oh, honey, so glad that I'm so sorry you had to go through that. So sorry that Queen Ogre made you do that. No, you made people do it because you're a dum-dum. This one also thought that a URL led you back to an IP address. Oh, yes. Yes, exactly. YouTube lets you have your own little URL there, and it can go back to your actual IP address because that wouldn't be the biggest security hole in the planet. I mean, yeah, and what kind of moron was I that I clone these people and then I put them right there on my bookmarks bar for everyone to see, like as if I want. And it's like, and why would she have those? Why would she have those people bookmarked who have to do with YouTube and being subscribers on the earth of this planet with all those similarities together? Do you see all the similarities? They're all subscribers of YouTube with letters in their subscriber name. Yeah, it's all a big conspiracy. It's like, one, we had to talk about who was the person and what was their real name. Another one, someone said, you better watch out for that girl because she was talking some shit, which I put the image there, and she was switching names. And the other one had some like sleepy time music. Ooh, my God, she's a cloner. I mean, this chick doesn't even know what cloning is. For God's sake, she said she was a hacker. She doesn't even know what hacking is. I mean, these people, I mean, if she's really such the hacker that she is, wouldn't she know that that's not cloning? I mean, I have never. And then they got really confused because I changed them up there to show that they were just bookmarks. So I changed them to just other like dumb things. And that confused him even worse. Now she's trying to clone you. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Next thing you know, I'll be pressing the button to send the nuke. Every day it feels like Men in Black and they're truly aliens. I mean, they're I don't know what they are. They're not aliens, but they might be the reason why aliens don't. Did you ever wonder why? Do you really think in this whole big universe that there aren't any other intelligent? No one. We're it. All these planets, there probably are. And they probably don't come here because they see dum-dums like that. They come and they're like, oh shit, that's their intelligent life? Let's get as far away from that as we can. That's why aliens don't come and visit us. They think that's our intelligent life, and that scares them. I mean, I don't know. I mean, should I buy something for them to have some content to do? It's like they're like little kids. Should I buy them coloring books? Should I buy them more coloring books by the number? I mean, like I said last time, I mean, we have people who they need the numbers. They can't do it without I mean, we're not talking about people with a full deck here. And I'm sure they're going to go after, oh, I'm so mean. I'm so mean. I'm being so mean right here. But come on. You guys just like, it's ridiculous. I have put up with so much bullshit from these people. It's ridiculous. And it all gets like pushed away. It all gets pushed away because of some mattress mama story that I did a bit that wasn't about her. That's a lie. That's a lie. And then nothing. The other one says nothing. She just says. She doesn't agree with things that I say. She's got nothing. She doesn't even try and come up with anything. But that one said, I made mattress mama. No, it was the wannabe reality star and the mattress mamas, of which you were a fiber princess warrior, or even a mattress mama. You know, I made a parody that wasn't about you, that you loved, and now it's turned to this. It's turned to this. They're all just lie. That's all it is. Liars upon liars. And then every time I say one thing, it's like, oh, there she goes. She's so mean, you know? So it's like, okay. Now it's on. Now I'm never going to speak the names. I'm going to call them the names of the dum-dums we do not speak of. That is what I will call them. The names of the dum-dums that we do not speak of. And I will only speak of them in parodies and satires that I do about now I forgot what I just called them. The names of the dum-dums that we do not speak of. Because there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else I can do. I mean, I've put out the truth. That doesn't seem to matter. You know, I've ignored it. That doesn't seem to matter. So it's like, okay. If you want to believe that I am the most, they who shall not be named, they who are too ignorant to, they who are too cloned to be named. We'll figure something with the clonons. We got to find a good name for them. The dum-dums of whom we do not speak. There's a good one. The dum-dums of whom we do not speak. But they will be called something. And there will be a line. There may even have to be a line of merchandise. I have secondhand embarrassment them. I mean, to listen to people look at a bookmark and say that I can't even go from point A to point B. I mean, I do. I have secondhand embarrassment all the time. I mean, even just to listen to the language. Like, that's the other thing I don't get. It's like, can people not listen to the difference of the language going on here? I mean, I feel bad for cactuses all over the place. Poor cactuses. I mean, what did a cactus ever do to anybody? Hey, Mazzy. But I've had a hell of a week. And it was compounded by the worst wannabe dog inbreeder on the planet telling me I should regret my time, to the dum-dums of whom we will not speak of, saying that I've done everything under the sun. I mean, it's amazing the things that I can do. It's amazing. I mean, seriously, I must be a queen. Like, sometimes I'm like, wow, you know, I'm sitting there in my little, like, you know, moving, you know, the king around and stuff. And I'm like, okay, now you will go over to this channel and you will try and make friends, but you're going to be mean to them and you're going to find me over here. And then I'm going to clone this one and do this. And it's like, damn, I got some motherfucking skills going on, all this stuff. Like, wow. I can't believe that I do all this stuff. It's quite impressive, the things that I do. It's amazing. So now we're just going to rip on them. And then what will they do? Because here's the thing. When you're making fun of me, that means they've gotten to the end of the rope. Because if you're talking about me, it's all lies, because there's no connection there. You know, like there is a connection with like Tabby and Susan. Like there are connections there that they have a real fight they can talk about. But like, yeah, it is. It's like my little, you know, like I say FOIA, you know, or I clone this, or like, you know, I'm just gonna like make it all. What was that comment that Heidi made about? Oh, that was disgusting. That was disgusting. She made some comment that somebody was like something that was dripping down her mom's leg. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. They're disgusting, pathetic, vile women who have nothing in life. Nothing in life. I mean, the whole thing about the trust fund, she's the one who said it. And she keeps, I mean, like, I remember because I was there when it was said, because that's when I started the Mattress Mama's story. That was one of the things that came from that. Like, I remember when she said it, she was all pissed because she was like, she made it was the first time she made memberships, and all these people came into her chat. It was like 2 a.m, and she started being like, well, don't come at me, you don't know who I am, and my family is one of the richest families in this town, and you know we own and and she's the one who said that first. I remember it, I have it taped. She said that. No one else ever said that about her. She said that first, and now she's still saying it. I mean, that's the thing. Like all the things that she says about her are just things that she's made up. I didn't accuse her of anything. She made it up. I didn't make stories about her. She made it up. But so these are pathetic little people that I know that when they start talking about me, that they have nothing left to talk about, and they just have to make stuff up. They have to make stuff up. And it is pathetic. And I can't imagine. I already made a comment about me sitting outside of her house. Yeah, you're taking pictures. I mean, here's the thing. I'm sorry, this is probably like the lamest like live in the world, because all I've done is basically get out my boring ass feelings. But so thank you for listening to my boring ass feelings. But here's the deal. Here's what should come out of this live. Imagine having to be those people. Imagine having to be them. Imagine having to wake up every day with that life, look in the mirror, realize who you are, what you have. And I'm not talking about like monetary things, just like in life. Think about what you have, what's important, who loves you, who's there for you. Imagine that. Imagine being in those shoes of those people, that they have to go out and this is their day. This is their day. Imagine the person who wakes up and is like, here's this chick who hasn't done anything to me. By doing it, hasn't done anything to me, is in a really horrible grief situation, but let me make some stuff up about her, because that's the best I got in life. Is that if I can somehow try and hurt her, that might be the best thing I can get out of today. If I can feel like I've hurt someone, that's the best I can do today. That's the best I can do today, is try and hurt another human. And if I can hurt another human and maybe bring them down to hurt almost as much as I hurt every day, my life might be a little bit better. That's what they've got. That's what they've got. That's what they've got. And that's why they keep talking about it, because that's all that they've got. All that they've got is the fact that they might be able to hurt me or hurt you or hurt somebody to the point that maybe you're brought to their level. And that's all they got. And if they can't bring you down to their level, then they're fucked, because you're here, they're there, and they can't fathom that, because that's painful. It's painful for them to know where they are in life. And so they want to bring everyone down there. If I was them, I would be a drunk or an addict and on YouTube trying to do. Isn't that what they are? Isn't that what they say they are? Or say they're what they're called? That's every time I hear a certain person, that's what they're saying they're accused of. So I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they are. But I'm going to end this because I got some creative comedy to do, and lots of it. So, so I'm sure I just gave them some content for tonight. So good. They can have their little content. They can talk about how rude and mean I was, and I'm such a snob, and I think I'm better than everyone, and what the fuck ever. So have at it for tonight, little ladies, because it's your last one I'm going to give you. Because after this, you're going to have to actually think to come at me, and you don't got that, so it's not going to work very well for you. So anyway, I know this was like the worst live ever because it was so like just like bitchy and boring and dumb and blah, 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 blah. But I think it needed to be said. And because I think we're all done with this. I think we're all done with it. I think we're all done with it, right? We're all done hearing it. We're all done doing it. So now is the time that we have to take the power. And the power is by not talking about those who I forget what it was, but we're going to take the power back by just laughing at it. And we're going to make some comedy and we're going to laugh at it. And we're going to laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh at them. So let's get to laughing. All right. Hit the like button, hit the laugh button, and let's get started talking about those who we will not talk about. So yeah. And everybody, I made this. It says 4/5/2023. That was Pooh's birthday, and that's his little paw. So I made that he's getting cremated, and he'll get a real one from the crematory, but I made that. So right there with Katie Bug's picture, Pooh's little paw is there all the time. And so, fuck these assholes and let's laugh at them. So thank you, everybody. I love you guys. Have a great night. And